Hello again, fellow YouTubers. So I'm Pleasant back for another Cardfight Vanguard deck profile. And today we got my Aqua deck, which I don't have a name for, but that's besides the point. I'll probably think of one when I put it in the title. Sometimes I'll have a name, sometimes I won't. Anyway, so this is my Aqua deck profile, so let's not waste any time and there we go. Get started. So, we're starting off with my starter, which is Officer Cadet Eric. It's the standard Counterblast 1, put it into the soul, look at the top 5 for a grade 3. If you have one, put it to your hand. If you don't, put everything back. Standard, pretty useful. You can run some other stuff, but I just run this guy, he's more useful. So there's that. So, trigger lineup, we got 4 of the Dolphin Soldier of the High Speed Raids, which is a standard 5k stand trigger. Pretty simple, useful. This is Aqua Force, so you kind of need stands in this deck. Unlike a lot of my other decks, which don't have stands. So, this is where most of the stands go. I also run 4 of... Hey, get back there. 4 enemy-seeking Seagull Soldiers, one of the best stand triggers ever, just because, look at that. Look at that face and that pose. Best thing ever. Best thing ever. It's a standard 5k stand trigger, so yeah, 8 stands in this deck because it's Aqua Force. You kind of need some stand triggers because you have to do shenanigans with it. Again, everything's standard. I run for the crit trigger, which is Battleship Intelligence. I use this crit trigger because, I mean, that looks pretty cool. Looks like he's getting beamed up or something. Beam me up, Scotty. Anyway. Standard crit trigger, nothing much to say here. I don't run full stand in this deck just because I want some critical power for when I need it. The stand triggers are more obvious because I have more stand triggers than anything else, but I need some critical power just so I can try to finish the game sometimes. So it's useful when it needs to be. And finally for heal, which is... What is this name? I can't see it. There it is. Medical Officer of the Rainbow Elixir. It's an Elixir heal trigger. Doesn't do much. Standard. Again. Pretty simple. Self-explanatory. You need heals in most of the decks unless you run Suicidal, which I'll most likely never do. So there's your trigger lineup. Moving on, for grade 1s, I have 4 reliable strategic commanders. This is the standard Counterblast 1, add a damage, recover something at the end of the turn. And this thing is pretty useful for limit breakers. It works really well. Like, say my opponent decided to be a jerk and only hit me for 3 damage, I can be like, boom! Now I can use this girl, and I have 4 damage. Didn't use her at first, found her pretty useful once I reconstructed this deck, so worth having in there. I run 2 Battle Siren Dorotheas, and this is the standard do something special, boost the Vanguard, get +4. And she's pretty useful considering most of my Aqua Force stuff will manage to get to the 3rd battle, usually. Because it's if this thing is boosting during the 3rd battle, get +4, it's a 10k booster. Yada yada, run 2, again, useful. Run 1 Emerald Shield Paschal. So I probably should discuss this just to kind of recap. Most of my decks only have 1 P-Guard just because I can't get other P-Guards. If I have more, I will most likely use them. My Tachi's being a perfect example, but we can all see how that's turning out right now. My last video should explain that. And it's actually one of the few decks where it has the Sentinel continuous ability, which is pretty somewhat annoying, because you could run a full deck of nothing but P-Guards. That would be kind of cool, actually, and kind of funny. Ridiculous, but funny. So, yeah, 1 P-Guard. If I had more, I might use more, but again, only 1, so using 1 right now. Yeah. Anyway, I run 3 Tier Knight Cypheruses. I believe that's how you say it. Cypherus Cryphus. I can't pronounce this guy's name. It's the standard Catalyst 1, get +1 for attack. Don't use this skill that much, but he can be useful in the jam at times. He's pretty useful, and I just like his water wings. That's pretty cool. Because what I took this deck apart originally, I had something totally different. I had a different playstyle, but I just rebuilt something for fun, and it works, so I use it. So there you go. And my final thing for grade 1, the 8K Beat Stick, Tier Knight Theo. 8K beater, cool 8K beater, doesn't do much. This is all fancy and pose-ish. Moving on to grade 2s. Run 2 Coral Assaults. Now, originally I had 3, but cut down to 2. Coral Assault is one of those things that is special to Aqua Force because he does this. When this unit attacks, if you have an Aqua Force Vanguard, this is the 3rd battle or more, get +3. So it's an 11K beater if I'm attacking in the 3rd turn. This is why you use stand triggers. So he's useful, and I would run more of him, but I don't just because I like some inconsistency. This is a very inconsistent deck, as you'll see very closely. Next, run 2 Twin Brave Shooters. I believe, yeah. Twin Strike Brave Shooter. There we go. This is, while I have Coral Assault, which has 3 attacks, this usually revolves around 1 or 2, the 1st or 2nd attack. Its skill is, when this unit attacks, if you have an Aqua Force Vanguard, the number of rested rear guards you have is 2 or more, or wait, 2 or less, this unit gets +3 till the end of the battle. This is a 12K, that's an 11K when specific times of when they attack. Again, very useful. So the only thing that really doesn't have a power boost for this deck is the 1st attack, except, oh wait, yeah there is. I will show you actually in a moment. So, when set up right, this deck can have power in every attack that you make if you have the right stuff on the field. 2 Twin Braves, awesome. Next card. I run 2 Marine General, the Restless Tides, Algos. And this is my special 4th battle or more. If the attack hits, I get to draw a card. Contrary to my other grade 2 unit, Tier Knight Valeria, which is 4th attack or more, which is basically a copy of Algos, except 4th attack or more. If the attack hits, retire a rear guard. So you have Algos, which searches for cards. Valeria retires. I only have 2 of each just because I don't want to overflow with this kind of stuff, because Coral Assault and Twin Brave are much better to have on rear guard than these guys. But again, inconsistency is very high in this deck. Alright, final grade 2. 4 Tier Knight Lazarus. Standard 10K beat stick. Should probably show Valeria off. Can read that. Same thing with Algos. He looks awesome. Anyway, so let's get into my grade 3s. Run 2 Storm Rider Diamantes. Now, if you know what Storm Riders are, this shouldn't come as a shock, but Storm Riders basically do this. 1st attack. Well, Storm Rider Diamantes does this. If this is the 1st attack, this unit gets +2, so this becomes an 11K beater by itself. And at the end of the turn, you can switch it with something else in the same rear guard. Positions do not change, but you can switch it with something else. So, say I attack with this guy, then I attack with Twin Brave. 11, 12. Next, assuming Coral Assault would attack next, that'd be 11. So, almost nothing is at the power given. It's usually at a higher power. Really good card. Only use 2 of them because he's weak by himself, so when I ride to him as Vanguard, it doesn't work out as well. So, only 2. Move over here. Run 2 Water General of the Wave-like Spirals, Benedict. What Benedict does, and he's been given some crap, but I think he's really good. At the end of the battle, if this unit attacked a Vanguard, if you have an Aqua Force Vanguard, stand this unit, and this unit gets -5. This can be useful if I don't have Diamantes on the field. So, say I'm being boosted by someone like Theo, I could just attack for 10, assuming the Vanguard's only a 10K. If it's an 11K, it'd be a wasted attack, but it'd count as an attack, which can be useful for what I'm going to show next. Can stand her back up, him back up. I'm not sure, is that him or her? Tell me below in the comments what gender this person is. So yeah, this can be like a 13, 12, whatever is boosting Benedict here. Again, only 2 because while a good 10k on Vanguard, don't want to rely on him. I'll just show you my last 3. So my last 3 lineup is this. 1 Naval Gazer, 1 Hydro Hurricane, and 1 Blue Storm Dragon Maelstrom. Now, I originally was going to run something like this, but I have 2 Maelstroms and a Glory Maelstrom maybe, but I decided to run it like this because this is honestly all I had, and this is kind of how it works. This deck has no consistency with how I run this grade 3 lineup. If I get Naval Gazer, I can use Naval Gazer skill because it's Counterblast 2, 3rd battle, get +3. If it's Hydro Hurricane, Counterblast 2, get +3, and kill out all the rear guards. So either stand 2 units, kill all the rear guards, or Maelstrom's ability, and this is obviously my ace card, but all these can be used. Limit Break 4, get +5 at the 4th battle, and if the attack hits, Counterblast 1, draw a card, kill a rear guard. Again, ace of the deck, but all 3 can be used depending on... Yeah, they all ride to Vanguard, but I would run like maybe 3 Maelstroms, but Maelstrom is incredibly expensive, and these 2 work just fine. And I really don't want to put a bunch of money into this. So, the standard setup would be ride to this guy, ride to this guy, or ride to this guy. This way, I don't have to focus on one specific card, because, say Maelstrom's dead. Oh no, well, if I had 2 more Maelstroms, it wouldn't matter, but say Maelstrom's dead. Okay, now I can focus on either this guy's Counterblast or this guy's Counterblast. If all 3 of these guys are dead, though, I'd probably have to ride to Benedict, or I'm screwed. But in all honesty, I just kind of wanted to have the 3 original... what is it? Tear Dragon? Yeah, the 3 original Tear Dragons from the first when Aqua Force was introduced back in the trial deck and set 8. So I wanted to do that. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Not much else to say there. Again, just to kind of show off Naval Gazer's ability. Can be pretty awesome in an Aqua Force deck. You've seen Naval Gazer before. Hydro Hurricanes, which is pretty awesome as well. And finally, Maelstrom. Yeah. So I guess that's really it for my Aqua Force deck profile. So this has been Solomon Pleasant, signing off.